Hey everyone, Tim here. I wanted to do a tutorial on 3D coat, and the main purpose of the tutorial would be UVs and how to do those in 3D coat. So you've got a few different ways to import your mesh once you're on the screen here. You can either drag it into the screen, or you can just click right here where it says UV map mesh, and that's what I'm going to do. We're going to select gravestone because Halloween's coming up. And we've got this area here. You have a few options. You can keep current UVs. We're just going to leave it to keep current UVs. You can do auto UVs, whatever you want. And I'm just unchecking all of these options if they are checked. Here's texture, width, and height. We're not focusing on that right now, so we're just going to hit OK and leave those as is. Once we bring the object in, we've got it sitting here. And just a brief thing on the navigation, if you hold Alt, you can pivot around. Middle mouse will slide, and then right click will slide left and right while alting. We'll zoom in and out. Okay, if you did have any kind of UVs right here, this has auto UVs. We're just going to start by just clicking clear seams really quick. That gives you a nice fresh object. Now that we have that, I'm going to go over a few different ways to do UVs in this program. The first one is add clusters. This one's pretty cool. It has like a kind of automatic approach to things. So I can add a cluster by just clicking here. If I want to remove a cluster, I'll hit Control and click the same place. And the way this works, we'll click a cluster, and we've got one, it's still the same color. Now if we go on the other side and click this side, it automatically UV'd it into two big chunks. And you'll notice here on the right side, on the bottom right of the screen, that we've got kind of a preview of what my UVs will look like. And on this side, there's a preview of that side. And when I hover off of it, it's still showing my old UVs. And I'll go over that in a little bit. But right now, let's go and look at the next way of doing UVs in here. We're going to clear clusters and start fresh. So we've got mark seams. That's basically kind of you use a brush shape, and you can change that down to a smaller size to be a little more precise. And basically, you just click the seams you want to cut, and you'll notice it's starting to unwrap it over there. And these are going to be where all my cuts are going to be. It's a little hard to see since it's currently green. Let's say we'll cut it all the way around here just to cut this piece off. And there we go. We got a blue one. And the same thing as with the clusters, you can just hold Control and you can remove a seam by clicking on it and holding Control. And we're just going to go down, next one on the list, we're going to go edge loops. And this one's super useful because you can just grab a whole edge loop and just click it, and there you go. This is already a new face. You can see on the bottom right, that's the projected, what the UV will be like when we go on to the next steps. And same thing, if you hold Control, you can get rid of the edge loop. And the next one we can do is UV path. This one you basically kind of choose where the UV is going to follow along a path and just kind of give it a few points to follow. And if you want to be more specific, you tell it where to go. And you just go around the object wherever you want it to be. Click on your points. And then just enter. And there you go. It makes its cut. So now that you have all of those tools, kind of the basics down, you can use a combination of any of them together. I could go in and do an edge loop over here on the front. And then say that, oh, I don't want to do that. I could do mark seams and do a Control and remove one of those points. And then focus in on another point if I want to do UV like that. I don't really want to do that, so I'm just going to undo that, go back to what we had here. And I'm going to go to edge loops again. And I'm just going to grab a few points and just cut this up a little bit more. I'm not going to make the best UVs today. I just want to kind of show how they're done in this program. Let's go along here. Okay, so say we have some, still kind of bad. I'll cut this side too. Okay, and all my previews on the right side are looking pretty decent. So we're gonna go down here, and we've got a few different options. You could do auto seam. I'm not gonna focus on that today. I'm just gonna do the basics. And after we have it all laid out like this, the next step would be to hit unwrap, because at this point, the old UVs are still there. So we're going to hit unwrap, and then boom, the new UVs are there. And you can just take those UVs and you can do a few different things. You can do a pack UV, which will kind of move things around, maybe shuffle them a bit with the shuffle pack button here. and you have a UV set 2, and you can just read the description between the two different ones. I think this one will maintain the islands without rotation or flipping, where this one will flip them. So if we go over here and hit that, get a little bit different result. And then another great option is auto scale. This will make sure all their proportions are equal. Say we did like these UVs, I know they're not the greatest, or maybe we want to move this piece a little bit. We'll just click on it, and you'll notice it's selected down here. And now we can just go grab it here, and I'm gonna move it by grabbing it on the circular areas. If you did want to scale it, you can stretch it and turn it by grabbing these different points. This is the turning point, this little icon here. That's the scale point for one direction. And then if you grab in the center, that's going to scale in all directions. But we just want to move it, so we're going to grab it right at this point. So put it right there. And say I had scaled it, but I want to return it to its original size, we could do auto scale again. That's going to move it and put it back to place. I'm just going to move it back up here for now. And then once we're ready with that, you can just hit apply UV set, hit OK. And now those UVs are actually showing up there in the preview. And since I already unpacked them and everything, and they're pretty much good to go. Just a quick note for a little bit here. So say we have this right here, we've got a little bit of red zones that's kind of showing some problems with the UVs. We'll select that, and I'll show you a few things down here. You can select things, and then you can invert those selections, so you can select everything opposite of it, or select and click. So if you see your yellow line showing up, that means you have something selected in a UV window. We're going to select this one, and I'm going to go here and hit relax, and hopefully that will do something. It's doing a tiny bit. It's really hard to tell though. It just relaxes the UVs a little bit. Like here's a cloth relax, you'll get a little bit different result. And you can hide and unhide stuff, but we're just going to go clear selection and say those are the UVs you want. We're going to hit apply UV set really quick. And then just at the end, I'm going to show you how to export. Go up here, and we're going to select export objects and textures. And for this case, I'm just going to, you have some pre-render sets here, but I'm just going to deselect everything. And I only want to export geometry, and everything else is unchecked. Everything else is just left the same. And we're going to hit OK, type in your name. In this case, I'm just going to replace my old one that didn't have the UVs. Hit save, replace, and we're done. Thanks for checking out my video. Just like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see in the future. And have a great day. Goodbye.